I have to sit between two strangers. Welcome back, AD fam. If you're new here, my name's Amanda, my boyfriend's name is Daniel, and we are AD Vlogs. So I just kind of wanted to talk to you guys because yesterday, if you didn't hear, was $3 movie day. Yes. And you know your girl love a good deal, so she went to the movies. We saw Top Gun. Honestly, very pleasantly surprised. Like, I actually really enjoyed it, and we sat in the moving seats, and it just like made me feel like I was like in the plane myself. But I wanted to talk to you guys because this is a funny story, but also like it has some lessons behind it, and it really made me sit back and think about myself and how I view life. So first off, my family was going to be going to the movies. My brother, my sister, my mom, my grandma, they were all going to be going to the local movie theater because it was $3 day, and they were going to sit in the D-box seats, which is the moving seats. So since everything was $3 that day, even the fancy seats, I know it was like, hey, if your family's going, we should go. We should see if we can get some seats. I go and I look, and I'm like, oh, there's only 2 seats left. And it was like, my family was sitting in row D, and then so the seats were row D and one in row C. So one person was gonna have to sit on the row below us. So like this is one row, and then one of the seats was like in the next row below. Does that make sense? And so I was under the impression that my family was here, I would sit here, and then 2 strangers would be here, and Daniel would be below. So I was already like anticipating that I was gonna have to sit next to a stranger, but I was okay with it because my family will be on the other side of me. It won't matter. I can just focus on my family. Yes, I felt bad that like Daniel had to sit alone, and we talked about it, and I was like, it's fine, like if you need me to sit down there. And he's like, no, it's totally fine, like I'll sit just right below you guys, like it's not gonna be a big deal. And I'm like, okay, like cool, thank you so much. We get inside the theater, and Daniel's seat is by itself below us. There is 2 strangers here, but I'm looking, and my family's sitting there, and I'm looking, and I'm like counting the seats, and my family is sitting here, but then they end, like all of them are there. There's 2 strangers, an empty seat, 2 strangers, Daniel. So I look at my ticket, and it says D3, and I count the seats, and I'm like, oh my gosh. I was feeling bad for Daniel. I have to sit between 2 strangers. So I'm like, oh my gosh. And if you know me, I am not good in unfamiliar situations, and I'm not good with being with strangers, you know? Like, it's almost like the world was telling me, like, you need to do this, because I don't go anywhere alone. I don't like to be surrounded by people I don't know because it makes me feel anxious. And so it was almost like the world being like, come on, like, it's not that bad. Like, you got this. So I'm like, okay, I just need to go. But at this point, everyone's sitting down. So I'm like, in order to get to my seat, I have to tell these people like, hey, excuse me, let me just slip on by. But not even that. I look, and this lady's purse is on my seat, which, like, I'm not blaming her because 100%, like, there's only 1 seat available. The likelihood of someone coming alone isn't that high. It's perfect. She can put her purse there. I get it. Like, I'm not blaming her, but I'm just like, oh my God, this is so awkward because not only do I feel uncomfortable sitting next to strangers, but now I have to ask this lady to move her purse. And like a piece of me was like, if they see that I'm with other people, I was talking to Daniel, I was talking to my family, if they see that I'm with other people, one of these groups of people is going to move down, right? So I can at least sit closer to Daniel, or I can sit closer to my family. But nobody moved. Nobody wanted to move. And I didn't want to be that person like, hey, can you move? You know, because like I feel like they picked those specific seats. So I go and I walk to my seat, and before I got a chance to ask the lady to please move her purse, she was like, oh, is this your seat? And like takes her purse and puts it on her lap. And I'm just like, thanks. And so I'm sitting there, and I'm just like, wow. I literally feel like I came to the movies alone, because Daniel's a very independent person. Of course he wanted to sit with me. Of course he wanted to sit with my family, but he's also very content with doing things alone. So I don't think him sitting alone really affected him like too bad. And my family had each other. And I literally just felt like I went to the movies alone. Like, it was like, it made me like kind of sad and like kind of uncomfortable. Like, I don't know, I just kept thinking like, oh, well, what if I put my feet over here and it's too much in their way? What if I do this? Like, I just felt like in the way. I don't know. Like, it's probably like more in my head, but I just felt so uncomfortable. I just like literally just sat there and watched the movie. I was just like I low-key just wanted it to end. But then I caught myself and I was like, why though? Like, why you're in this situation for a reason. Life provides you with moments, whether it's a blessing or a lesson or something. So instead of being upset and being mad and just making this awful situation, let's find the good in it. Like, let's see, like, let's enjoy it. We're here now, let's enjoy it. So I was like thinking, and I was like, you know what? It sucks that I can't sit next to my family. And I'm not even close enough to talk to Daniel, you know? Like, but it's okay because I shouldn't be talking in the movies anyways. So it's cool. And then I just thought deeper and I was like, you know what though? Like, even though we're not sitting next to each other, after the movie, I can talk to my family about the movie and the seats and the, you know, all of it. Because whether we're next to each other or not, we were able to experience this as a family. And I feel like that's kind of more important than sitting next to each other and wanting to talk during the movie and doing all of that. And so I was like, you know what? I'm glad we came. Did it turn out the way that I was expecting or anticipating? Absolutely not. I was completely shocked when I found out that my seat was between two strangers. 100%. But you know what? Now I'm able to be like, oh my gosh, remember when we went to see Top Gun on $3? That was so cool. I'm so glad we were able to do that as a family. And I mean, I got to see my family before the movie. I got to see my family after the movie. So overall, it was actually a positive experience. Just at surface level, it seemed really kind of awful. And so I guess what I'm trying to tell you guys is like, even when things initially feel really bad or they really suck, and you know, it's okay to feel those feelings. Like, you can, you know, like I felt those feelings too. But it's about letting those feelings like determine your future, you know? And like, why does it have to be a bad thing, you know? Like, if we can try to find the positive in everything we do, I feel like it leads to like a more productive, happy life. And I mean, I'm huge in manifesting, and I just feel like if we put into the universe that we're gonna have a good day, that we're gonna have a good time, that everything is gonna work out, then like more likely it is, because you're putting everything in the right direction. And so anytime that you're having a bad day, I encourage you to practice gratitude or open up your perspectives and think about like, okay, like it sucks that I'm in this position, but imagine if I was in this one. Like, I'm so fortunate that this is my reality. You know what I'm saying? I guess it's hard. It's hard in the moment. It's easier said than done. But being mindful, I think, is what makes it happen. You know, every day I'm working on myself to be a better person, you know, even a better person than I was yesterday. And keeping in mind that like being better doesn't mean being better than anyone else. You should always be in competition with yourself, because no one is ever going to be the same as you. That's why you shouldn't compare yourself to other people. So if you can be a better version of yourself every day, that's a win in itself, right? I mean, if you ask me, I feel like you're winning because you're so focused on yourself that you don't have time to dwell on other things. You don't have time to be like, oh my God, but they're just doing so much better. But oh my God, they're just so much prettier. But oh my God, but why do they get this? Because you're so invested in yourself that you don't have time to compare. And really, without realizing it, you're chipping away and becoming a better version of yourself each and every day. And before you know it, thinking positive and finding the good in the bad is gonna come effortlessly, and it's just gonna happen on its own. And you're gonna be like, wow, like, this is crazy. Like, I never thought I can do this. And now look at me finding the good in everything and being positive and living such a happy lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Like, even the most happy people have their days and they have their moments, and that's because we're human and nobody's perfect. But if we can make a majority of our days good days, why would we not want to? And I guess that's kind of why I wanted to come on here and talk to you guys, because one, like, of course it was me that had to sit by the strangers. Like, I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know. I just feel like funny things like that always happen to me. So I thought it was funny to share with you guys. but also like I felt like there was a lesson to be learned behind this. I just wanted to share with you guys. Comment down below your thoughts on this, about like mindset and manifesting and all of that. Or even if you've just seen Top Gun, comment down below and let me know what you thought of it. Like, I was pleasantly surprised. I've never seen any of them, and I thought it was a pretty good movie. So yeah, if you have seen any other movies recently, let me know. Generally, I love watching movies, so comment down below. Also, if you haven't already, I think you should subscribe low-key, because like I kind of want you to join the family. Like the 80 fam is like kind of dope. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we have 341 people that are a part of the family. It's a growing family. We want you to be here. I think the choice is obvious. Go ahead and subscribe and you can join the family. We'd love to have you here. If you haven't already, go ahead and click that bell icon so you get notified every time we post a new video, a new update, anything like that. And until next time, 80 fam, I love you so, so much. Bye.